let's start with that. Like,
the Breeders.
so you guys, what year was this when you guys opened up for the Breeders?
It's got to be 92.
Yeah.
92.
Yeah,
92.
that's the year they won the band
92.
playoffs.
Yeah, I mean 93 at the latest. But I think it's got to be 92, right?
Because were you 93?
Yeah.
Band playoffs, so yeah, 92.
So it was the fall we got to play, and that was just an incredible. And even before that, I was huge Breeders nut. I've tape cassettes were a thing back in the day. I've always loved vinyl records, but there are two tapes in my life that I actually broke, that I wore out. One was Pod by Breeders, and one was Loveless by My Bloody Valentine.
Oh my gosh.
I broke those two tapes. I listened to them so much.
Pod was so good.
So good. So that's Kurt Cobain's favorite
Loveless
record of all time.
Not too shabby. It's pretty good.
Loveless
Oh,
is
no.
pretty decent.
That was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Literally groundbreaking.
Loveless is, it's pretty good.
Yeah. It was
Didn't Steve Albini did Pod, didn't he? Isn't that the album Steve Albini?
Yeah, Kim Deal's new record's fantastic too.
I just bought it. I haven't listened to it
and
yet.
he recorded quite a bit of that.
Oh,
as
did he?
well. Yeah,
Oh,
I was
I
reading the
listened
liner
to
notes.
A couple tracks, and man, yeah.
What a
awesome.
loss that he is.
Yeah.
Especially as a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite drum sound.
Really?
Oh man, I can pick out, like for instance on that new Kim Deal, I can tell you what songs it's Jim and Steve.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just on 1 second's listen. That's Albini.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, big time.
So you were aware, I mean, obviously you're angling to open for them at Canal Street because you were a fan already. Wearing Out
huge
Pod.
fan.
And
Wearing Out
you guys,
Pod.
were you driving that, or were all you guys into the Breeders?
Oh, we were all into it. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, sure. I mean, like I said, with Juan being the brains, he was adamant. We've got to get on this bill. This is huge.
He was right.
Yeah, smart cookie. And we did. It was a great show. Like, got to be over capacity.
Oh,
You said you were there, right?
Yes, I was there.
Yeah.
It was big time.
And they were fantastic.
Yes. So had you met them before that show?
Not really. I wasn't really, because of our age. John and I were the youngins of Braniac, and then Michelle and Tim and Juan, they were all about 4 or 5 years older. So they came up with like Mulchmen.
Yes.
They would know Jim.
Yeah.
And they knew Nick Kacernis, went to school with Nick Kacernis.
Really?
He's another Dayton Jim.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Nick is
so,
great.
we were lacking in those connections.
Yeah.
So not so much.
Yeah. So during this, I mean, you got and this. So the Dayton playoffs was first. I guess I got to go back, right? The Dayton playoffs, and then you did the Breeder show at Canal Street, and then when you did this tour, that was after that, correct?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was the next year.
We were doing little one-off, three-off, five-offs on our own before we got the proper booking agent, Lisa Miller, and the Jesus Lizard tour.
Okay. And so
First-
you were
first and
coming
several.
back after that tour.
Well, yeah, I just was wondering how often you'd actually been out playing a date, but it sounds like other than the band playoffs and then that
Well,
one
we
off
were
there.
traveling so much that we weren't here.
Yeah,
Right.
like,
play.
you guys are
Right.
such an atypical story
Yeah.
for how you came to be. Because the other story, you talk to people who played around town, it's like, oh yeah, we played at every bar you could play around Dayton like 100 times.
Twice a month.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Before just trying to get an
Yeah.
out-of-town show, hooking on with some other band, you could go
Get
play
some
in their town.
groundswell. And that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Sure.
We were
Not that.
No, we were not that. We definitely, and we were constantly gone. And it meant some hard living. As far as
Sure.
when we were back in town, we would just go to Manpower, local staffing agency for these
Right.
day jobs. Tim and I would work together. I've swept storage boxes at U-Haul facility.
Wow.
Believe the stuff I walked in there. People are using those things for not what they're intended to. One job I cleaned RT tailpipes. That was my job.
Wow.
I left halfway through. I was like, and we had $5 per diems on tour.
Really?
5.
We made
Wow.
$5 a day. That's how much we were making. It's like I talk to young kids in bands. My boy was in one. Other people, and I hear them talk about like what they'd like to get paid and what they are getting paid, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we should get that headlining. Some nights on tour.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was just a different world. It's
Oh,
a lot of
yeah.
DIY stuff. Like I
Yeah.
said earlier, New Space, Brookwood Hall, Springfield show here in Dayton, $5.
There you go.
$5 show. So we had $5 a day. I was a smoker. So that was
So
like
that was going
That's
to
a
your
dollar.
pack.
pack of Marlboro Lights and a taco.
Wow.
That was my day.
I mean, thankfully, I guess, thankfully, cigarettes were about $1, $1.25.
Yeah, I
at
lived
that
with my
point.
dad back home. Eventually, my girlfriend, now wife Jennifer. So we had a lot of support and help because we weren't making any money.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, all the way to the end, really, we weren't making any money.
yeah.
But we didn't care.
Yeah.
We were just,
Yeah.
I mean,
You were living it. you know?
we were living it.
I can't. Yeah. Can't even imagine.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So, 93, you've got record out, been on tour. When does the next record start to emerge?
Yeah, so the first record happened quick with Grass, and I think they either gave us $1,000 or $2,000 to make that record.
Wow.
It's like,
The first one?
Yeah, we made it, I think, 2 days.
Did you
Smack
really?
Bunny Baby.
Where'd you
yeah.
record
Wow.
that?
Pretty sure. You asked me too quick. I want to say it was, I think it was in Hoboken.
Oh, okay.
Hot Water Music?
It
maybe?
wasn't here.
Oh, no.
No.
We always went out of town. We kind of made it. It's nothing against Dayton. We just wanted to like go somewhere and
Yeah.
just focus. And so that was Smack Bunny Baby, and then the second record. So that was after the departure of Michelle from the band when John Schmerzel joined, and that was really kind of that second record was when things exploded. Bonsai Superstar.
Yeah.
Just started their heater. Oh man. Okay. Okay.
would be all right.
I think so.
This is why we have. What do we call you?
Sprinkle.
Well, sprinkle.
He'll sprinkle some magic.
That's right.
So
Yeah,
He's
so-
going to be infamous someday.
we hope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can only hope.
Bonsai Superstar, the second Grass record, is where things really exploded, and not just like success or like really starting to hit the ground running with interest and crowds growing, and even like the beginning of major label appeal.
Uh-huh.
But just him and his songwriting,
Yeah.
those two records are pretty stark
Yeah.
in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I remember even showing up to practice when he was pulling out like some of the first songs, and it was like, oh wow, okay,
A departure.
it's pretty cool. Yeah.
What do you think the driving force of that was? Was it John?
I think John was a big part of it because John brought his own weird
Uh-huh.
in all the best kind of ways.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always been super talented, dude. He still is. He's just John. And Enon is one of my favorite bands of all time. My 21-year-old boy, lie detector, he probably likes Enon a little better than Braniac.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey.
He's such a talented dude. So yeah, John brought a lot to the table, and they together, their weirds
Uh-huh.
kind of collided.
Right.
But I think also Tim was constantly just pushing to reinvent what he could reinvent, to
Mhm.
tweak what he could tweak. In the documentary they made about us, Juan and I both told the same story that we didn't even know about how he would come to practice with the song, and it would be like, oh, this is heavy rotation,
Right.
college radio, we're going to be rich. This is wow. And then he would slowly deconstruct it
Oh, wow.
until it was no longer recognizable
And then it was
to the first thing. And it was a
Braniac.
Braniac song. Yeah. It wouldn't have been a Braniac song before. But for that brief glimmer
That's
moment
right.
was
I
just like,
remember
oh.
in the documentary, like, you don't tell them that this is a great song.
Yeah, I don't
'Cause,
like this. This is terrible. Yeah, the worst thing you could do is do the comparison thing.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Oh,
in
geez.
fact, that was, if you listen to, they're out there online, the demos to Electroshock for President, in my opinion, there's a better vocal track on Fresh New Eyes on the demo.
Okay.
But I think it was Juan, actually. He'll admit to it. It told him, oh, that sounds like Trent Reznor.
Oh, man.
Boom.
Kiss of death.
God.
Right
Kiss of
there.
death. Yeah, that take's gone.
Man,
So,
that's crazy.
So one question I wanted to ask, and you being an insider, being from Dayton, I always have sought out the Dayton bands. I'm a huge fan of the bands that came from here. But you guys are different, than anybody else. And I know the kind of cliche is Braniac is its own thing. No one sounded like them before or after. I wonder how much, in watching the documentary, Tim's background in jazz affects kind of some of what you do. Because I love spiritual avant-garde jazz.
Yeah, me too.
And it wasn't until I watched the documentary that I was like, oh, wait a second. I think I understand now what he's doing. He's just doing it with a punk rock, crazy electronic aesthetic. But it's like jazz.
Yeah,
Am I totally off on that?
No, you're 100% on because there were a couple of just standout wow moments with Tim. One was the tryout with him when I heard the songs. Another, though, was when he asked me to come check out him playing with his dad, Terry, with a band called The Bridge at the Trolley. So I was like, okay, cool. I mean, I really didn't know what to expect. I walk in there, Tim's sitting on a stool, just effortlessly, these jazz licks just rolling off his fingers, like the best guitarist you would hear. And I'm like, what? Where's the weird tunings and the Japanese guitars and he was like a really good jazz guitarist, that it was in his dad's blood.
Wow.
And so
his blood too,
it was in his blood, and I do agree. Braniac was special, and we sounded like us, but behind the scenes, I saw what went into it.
Yeah,
I saw what influenced him.
Yeah,
and one of his favorite records of all time is "Talking Book" by Stevie Wonder.
Oh, wow.
Like you can piece little pieces of that in Braniac songs. You've really listened to it. He loved this EP by Mercury Rev called "The Hum Is Coming From Her." I think that heavily influenced Flypaper. Just that kind of falsetto-y thing. Lots of jazz stuff. He loved electronic stuff. Like when Aphex Twin popped on the scene, we were just, oh my gosh, we were just in love with Aphex Twin, still am.
You got Sprinkle over there happy about it too.
Yeah, so, Tim was extremely diverse. That's what informed his musical taste, and he could have played anything. So, and that's coming back to like what was different about Bonsai.
Yeah.
It felt like he was constantly just kind of pushing to. Scott McCloud from Girls and Boys mentions that in the documentary too. He's like, every time they put a new record out, it's like Tim's just, it's the same, but he's reinventing the sound. Especially when you get to electroshock further down the line.
That's there was a guy out of Australia that was talking about Brainiac, and he's like, if you went to your first album, and that was the first album you listened to over there, and then listen to everything else, you'd be like, who is this band? But the vice versa, if you go back to your first album. But he was talking about you, and he's like, Tim, great, genius, driving. He's like, but he said, you put everything into the drums that you were playing. He was like, you were just relentless on those drums. And he's like, you cannot forget how special that was too. So
that's nice.
Is that a style that you've always played with, or was that something when you came in the band you're like, I need to bring this?
So that was Tim and I feeding off of each other.
Gotcha.
So Tim kind of created that in me.
Nice.
He before that I played a little bit at church. I took a little bit of lessons after teaching myself to play with Duran Duran.
Yeah.
Our high school marching band director had me playing the jazz band because I was the only option.
Okay.
And he hated every second of it. It's not my thing. I'm a caveman rock guy. I'm a good rock drummer, but that was not my forte. My cousin Matt, he could just knock that out of the park. Lots of other awesome drummers in Dayton, but that's not me. But definitely Tim. Like I'm 3 feet behind him watching this happen. And the thing about Tim, what you saw on stage for a show, that was him in practice.
Really?
That's how he practiced.
Wow.
He was just the spirit. The spirit was just moving at all times with him. He was like that was him. And so we were doing that in rehearsal for the most part. Wow. And then you put that, it gets amped up on stage.
Yeah.
Right.
And for me, people still to this day that we toured with and friends, they just constantly give me stick for beats per minute that I would play stuff out live. We've been wanting to do Nothing Ever Changes live, and everybody's like, by the time we play that live, you're not going to be able to do that.
Right.
We're not going to be able to do that. Everything was 4 times faster live because we were just so in the moment.
That's amazing.
So with the second record with Bonsai, did you guys? It looks like just from looking back at the tours you were on, you toured with Jesus Lizard and Girls Against Boys quite a bit,
A couple
right?
times, yeah.
Yeah.
Off
I mean,
and
was
on.
that after the second record too? Did the
Yeah.
label send you out on that? Did you guys?
No,
your booking agent.
that was still Lisa Miller. She
Okay.
was always the driving force behind that. And then what we were touring nonstop.
Yeah.
Like just about 9 months out of the year.
Wow, it's crazy.
We didn't want to be idle.
Yeah.
When we were home, we were writing songs, making records, and then we were back out on the road. And so I think it was close to Bonsai thereafter. Maybe we started like touring with Unwound.
Mm.
We toured with them a couple times. Jawbox a couple times as well. Just some of my favorite bands ever we got to tour with. To this day that I still listen to.
Yeah.
I listen to Unwound all the time.
Yeah.
My kid Noah, For Your Own Special Sweetheart, Jawbox, one of his favorite records.
Really?
So
Oh,
good, front to
man.
back, such a great record. And they influenced so many bands. Jawbox doesn't get anywhere near enough credit
No.
for the groundwork they laid with all that stuff. Yeah, we were just moving and hustling, just nonstop. And I think that's 94? Yeah,
Yeah. Sounds
94 is Bonsai. And that's when things really started cooking and
Yeah.
people started noticing. And so early on, we were doing the College Music Journal Festival in New York, which back in the day, that was the best.
Yeah.
CMJ. We got to play CBGB's
Awesome.
once. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Before it went away.
we may have heard a description of CBGB's on another
Mitch
episode.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
Mitch,
Yeah.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah. Please shoot on that. Like what?
Yeah, it's
What
so
were your
weird.
thoughts?
Well, it's like iconic, but
Yeah.
you walk in and it's just like a total poop hole.
That's what he said. Yeah.
What he said.
It sounds so dirty.
Oh, it's so
The
disgusting.
bathrooms,
Yeah.
he said, were just
Well,
gross.
here's the thing about the bathroom. So you walk in, it's super tight. I think there's a bar here, super tight, some tables and stuff like that. And then up in the corner, it's a cool stage. It's like maybe a little half circle-y ish.
Okay.
There's some great pictures out there that show us. Like it was a great show, and it's a cool stage. It's a little high, but it's kind of small, and you're all tight, and it's super punk rock. But the aforementioned bathrooms are right past the stage. So everybody's just constantly going past, trying at least to get past the stage to go to the bathrooms. But yeah, it's nasty. It's nasty in there.
That's awesome.
So what year did you guys play that festival in New York?
CMJ several years, and that
Okay.
was early too.
Yeah.
Like we were in on that early. That was how I think I hooked up with Camille actually.
Okay.
Mm, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like within the first year or two, you're in
Yeah.
New York for that.
Yeah, if not 92, 93.
Okay.
What had to be because of Stack Baby? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably that
Yeah.
same year, just
Wow.
like nonstop. And there were, Seaweed played that year. I remember. Rodan, one of my favorite bands too. Louisville would be a good Burroughs
Yeah.
Meet Me in the City place too. The Grifters, this amazing band from Nashville or from Memphis, maybe. Anyway, there was a lot of great bands that year, and a Binfold 5.
Yeah.
I remember they gave you the little swag bag thing, and their very first record, like a tape version of it, was in that bag.
Oh, really?
And yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so really cool. CMJ was awesome. But with Bonsai, things started really, people started paying attention
Mhm.
Yeah.
a little more. And the live shows, like word of mouth, like they're nuts. You got to go check this
Yeah.
out. Go for the spectacle. And that's when things really just started hitting a groove.
When so that's 94-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Bonsai's out. Soon after that, your live stuff is elevating too, as far as the crowds you're playing to, because you end up, was it 94 or 95? Do you get on Lollapalooza?
That's 96 or
Is it 96?
95
So, okay.
or 6.
Okay,
yeah.
so then there's another record in between.
Yeah,
there.
and what we're getting because of Lisa and because of the connections, because of our live show and the buzz, we're getting like all these one-off stuff too. Like we played this one-day festival in Pontiac, Michigan. I think it was Pontiac, Michigan. It was Moby, Braniac, Korn, and Jewel.
Oh my god!
That was
What
the
a
lineup.
mix.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That was the
So,
lineup.
like, let's pick 4 bands out
Yeah.
that will
Let's just
upset
go there.
everybody in the house. Like, no one's going to be happy.
So there was
Total
like little
crowd change every
little
show.
pockets of weird stuff like that too,
Wow.
which was just wild. But with Bonsai, things started cooking, and that's when other labels started getting really interested.
Okay.
And even major labels, like early on, to their credit, there was a guy named Josh Deutsch, and he was with Elektra. And it doesn't surprise me. I think he runs like CBS now.
Oh,
like
wow.
he's a big deal. He signed a few bands, but he caught on really early. And he was super cool. He was like the anti A&R guy.
Really?
He was just the antithesis. He was like, guys, I know I'm the enemy. I know. I get it. Let me buy you dinner.
Disarm you.
He's like, I got the credit card.
Right.
You know, so he did. He'd take us out to like this amazing Thai restaurant in New York and just wine us and dine us. But he legitimately loved our band.
That's amazing.
It's like he's the one that loaned us the half-inch, quarter-inch. I'm the drummer dummy, but whatever we recorded Electroshock at Hills and Dales Shopping Center, we recorded on that, and it was this exact same machine that Lenny Kravitz recorded Let Love Rule on.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Jeez.
So Josh loaned that, and it was a tough thing when Tim died. He had to eventually get a hold of London. It's like, I have to have that back.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, the label's going to kill me. But so Josh was in there early from Elektra, but then the indie stuff started to happen, like so touch and go.
Uh-huh.
And that was a really cool moment for me because by that time we're really close with the Lizard. I'm discovering that whole catalog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Touch and Go Records is just, I know I'm biased, but to me it's just the greatest record label that's ever existed. And not just for the music, but Corey Rusk from Toledo, Ohio, a band called the Cro-Mags. And he started that, and he's just the kindest human. And just loves music. And like Grass, it wasn't Camille's fault. Grass was underneath this thing, it was underneath that thing, it was underneath that thing. We never saw any money. Mm-hmm. It was just like fighting, kicking and scratching to get anything going. Even with the major label stuff that was on the table, like it's nuts. You recoup it like 11%, and that's against everything that was given, and the wholesale, retail, whatever that stuff. Touch and Go Records, production, marketing, 50-50 split.
Wow. That's amazing.
It. To this day, twice a year, I get awesome checks from them, from a band that's been defunct since 1997.
Wow.
Just the coolest label. So that was a special thing for me because I forget how that came about, but we hooked up with him. So Corey came to Dayton, and he stayed with me and Jennifer at our condo in Miamisburg
that's awesome.
for the weekend. And he wanted to see Dayton, you know. So we just showed him the wild, weird, wacky, amazing world that is Dayton.
Yeah. What year is this? You think
this has got to be '94 because Prigs was '95, and that was Touch and Go. Well, no, even before that because International, the single was before Prigs.
Okay.
So we hung out, and I think Tim was maybe staying with his mom at that time in South Park. Okay. And so we hung out, and we were just in my little 85 Corolla with the mountain bike tires on it. Yeah. And I think it was great in the wintertime. You just go through everything. And we just sat there in front of his house, and he just turned to us, and he's like, "Do you guys like to be on Touch and Go Records?"
Oh,
wow.
I was like, "Yeah." I think that'd be nice. It was just that simple. Just like not even a handshake deal, really. Just like a sitting in a car moment. And so we got Kim Deal at Cybertechnic Studio locally to record that 2 or 3 song. Yeah. Single. International 3 song. And that was the first Touch and Go offering. And just to say you were Touch and Go BAM, that really meant something.
It did. Big time.
It still does.
It
still
does.
We put all of our stuff right now. We're always like, make sure you on the corner of that graphic, put that Touch and Go Records on there. So that was really special. And it was nothing against Grass. We had nothing but love for Camille and what they did for us. But Touch and Go was something else. And then that led to the first full length. And that was the first record that we really kind of spent some time on. Was Hissing Prigs.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Braniac record.
Is it?
Yeah. That's my favorite one. That one means the most to me. Some of my favorite songs on there. and that was like a kind of a real, it's about as real as for an indie band like us experience of just hunkering down their studio for a few days and not be super rushed.
Right.
And by that time, the same dude, that Josh guy from Elektra, he'd hooked me up with this guy named Artie. He was like this famous drum tech. I guess he's Alex Van Halen's drum guy.
Wow.
And so they wheeled like 4 road cases full of different kits. I'm like playing thrift store drum sets,
Right.
you know. It's like pictures of dragons fighting wizards on the, you know, all this like old stuff on this trash. And so, I mean, really nice drum kits to play on, you know, just pro bono, just like this. They remember us, remember Elektra in the future, you know. And I remember
just dangling stuff out there.
Yeah, and I remember asking the guy too. I was like, can you get me Alex Van Halen's snare sound? Like without that night goes, nope. It's like trademark, you know.
No doubt.
It's like his trademark.
You know that sound.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
So
Elektra was a cool label, though.
Yeah.
I thought Elektra was...
No, they
put
probably
out
Cure stuff.
Yeah. Didn't they do Sugar Cubes?
Yeah,
I
they
think
did
they did
Sugar Cubes.
I mean...
No, I think they were like, by the time that rolled around that we were going to do a major label thing, they'd kind of fallen off they weren't the hot ticket anymore.
Yeah.
You had Geffen because of Nirvana and Beck, and then Interscope, where we were going to go, was just blowing up.
Wow.
And they had TVT off of that with Trent Reznor. And they all were doing that though. Capitol, like on the down low, they had Sub Pop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it didn't last long, but Grand Royal, Capitol.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure we'll get to that a little later because that was nuts too. But yeah, Hissing Prigs was just really fun and just kind of relaxed. That was kind of like just, it felt like, you know, not that the other ones weren't real records, they were, but there was just something a little more, you know, concrete about that experience.
So you said you kind of had the tendency to go out of town to record, but this one with the first folding for Touch and Go, is that out of town too?
Oh yeah, that was New York as well.
New York? Okay.
I think that was, because I think I ended up going back there to record with Kim and the Breeders much later. I think that was, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a great Magic Shop. I think it was called the Magic Shop. Might be on the record right there. The liner notes. I don't know.
Keep going.
So, when you guys are recording, you said it felt different. What? I mean, just because you're spending more time on it, just because you.
I think there's a little more money, not much, but I think maybe like not on there.
No, I don't think so.
That makes sense. That sounds like us. It may not have been. I don't know where it was, but it was a good studio, and I remember too for Bonsai, John and Tim stuck around to mix that, and Wanda and I drove home.
Oh, really?
So
wow.
they spent a couple more days on that one. So I remember hearing the first time that finished thing, but yeah, Prigs was just a little more. It felt a little, you know, everything was getting more and more real.
Right.
Just this trajectory. We were just shooting higher and higher and higher. And just when you thought, like, this can't get any crazier, it got crazier.
Wow.
And that was about the time that we ended up, like, you know, oh, do you guys want to do a stint on Lollapalooza?
Yeah. So how
Like,
did
how does that go?
Exactly. I was just going to ask that.
Yeah, you
Is
know,
that still
so
your same
Ron-
booking agent, or?
Probably. Juan could probably answer all that stuff better because I'm, you know, by that time I'm really along for the ride for this stuff. But and that was a cool year. In some senses, it was, I think people would consider it a down year because of the bands. Maybe not as marquee as other years because it was co-headlining Sonic Youth and Hole.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a Sonic Youth fan like me,
I am too.
like, that's a huge
down.
deal. But I think maybe ticket-wise, like,
Yeah.
maybe not as much as like a Beastie Boys or whatever the other ones were. And then Beck was way down there on that. Like, he was like in the middle. Cypress Hill were right before Hole. That was hilarious. You'd go backstage and just like within 100 yards of their dressing room and contact them. Yeah. That's not off show. It's legit. They're for real. They're not messing.
I don't disbelieve.
And that was fun. So we did 5 or 6 shows there. And it was so much fun. But we were on the second stage.
Okay.
And so we were the first band. So the headliner of the second stage was Coolio.
Oh, wow.
And so there were 6 bands. And so
1, 2, 3, 4.
6 bands, and they had 3 tents. It was almost like a playoff seating for like a sports team. Like it was like the 1 and the 6, the 5 and the 2, the 4 and the 3 shared tents. So our tent was with Coolio. And we more or less weren't allowed in.
Really?
Yeah. Not like in a jerky way, just as in like a insane entourage.
Oh my
so we're like changing by the side of the tent, like our clothes and stuff like that. But I do remember one thing. I'm not trying to dog out Coolio and his crew, but
rest in peace, Coolio.
But it was a little frustrating. That night we played in Columbus, I believe was the first night at Lollapalooza that we got to do. And it just happened that down the street at like a little club, there was like a lakeside reunion.
Oh, wow.
So I was just kind of shooting the breeze with the Coolio guys, and I was like, how cool is it that right down the street, Lakeside's playing the same night you're here? No clue who Lakeside was.
Oh,
really?
And I'm like,
yeah, by the way,
kind of got a number 1 hit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they gave you the
a
hit.
little bit. Maybe it was just those guys. It wasn't Coolio proper, but yeah, I just remember that. I'll never forget that conversation. Like,
So like Link Stairs is just nothing.
yeah, like who?
Wow.
No, they like said like who?
Oh,
It's like fantastic.
which yeah,
Slide, slippity slide.
my
Nothing.
God.
Also,
That-
Dayton connections.
that
Yeah,
is
but that was
insane.
great. What wasn't great was we played at 12. Gates open at 12. So
Oh.
by the time you could run full sprint, we're on our 3rd song.
Yeah, there you go.
But that's just what comes with being the first band. But because Beck was on that tour, he'd walk over and watch us. And that's where he fell in love with us.
I was going to say, is that where you guys got
Yeah.
hooked up to tour?
And so
with
later on, that's where he would reach out to us and ask us to do those UK dates because of Lollapalooza. That's the right place, right
No
time,
kidding.
Yeah.
magic. It's just crazy.
Man.
So is how they told the story in the documentary about him having to disguise himself to come see you guys. Is that
I don't know.
okay? All right,
It might be hyperbole. It's quite possible because
Yeah.
he was wildly popular.
Yeah,
and that was
'96. That was that after Odelay, or I mean,
Before.
Mello was
That was in
right
between.
around that time.
It was in between because we did the Odelay tour
Okay,
in the UK.
okay, all right.
Yeah,
So Mellow Gold had been out,
close. Had to be close.
I mean, that was a long stretch that was popular. I mean,
Big time.
yeah.
And so the whole connection was pretty cool too, because at one of those CMJ festivals, we met a band from Montreal called Tinker.
Huh.
And their bass player was a girl named Melissa, and she saw us play, and she was just
I
blown
wondered.
away. And she told us her name, Melissa Optimar, hard
Yeah.
name to forget. And so I think we might have exchanged information with Tinker, like if you're ever in Montreal, blah, blah, blah. So we're on tour a few weeks, a couple months later, and we're reading Rolling Stone, new hole bassist, Melissa Optimar.
Okay.
And we're
all
like,
right.
can there be 2 bass players named Melissa Optimar? She's in Canada? So I can't remember exactly how that happened, but yeah, so she became... And then we kept crossing paths, like tours would line up. We never toured with them, but we would be in the same cities, and we just became really good friends.
So I saw Melissa on that documentary, and I had not too long ago watched the Geddy Lee. He had a TV series talking to other bass players, and he was talking with her. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy how it's
Yeah,
so.
totally.
Yeah.
Our giant, tiny universe.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
always blows me
Nuts.
away how these things work. And so we just became good friends with him. And Eric from Hole, he loved us too.
Wow.
And so that was crazy too, because that was the 2-year period where he was dating Drew Barrymore. So it was just like nonstop crazy. There's a great picture of us playing at Jabberjaw in LA, and I'm like hitting a hi-hat. Her face is like right
Oh
here.
my gosh.
Like
Oh,
just
wow.
like trying to ignore Drew Barrymore, the whole time. The girl from E.T.'s
Yeah,
by my
phone home. Come on,
Yeah.
man. Jeez.
So that was a cool connection, and then a crazy connection too, because Courtney Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Courtney Love's Courtney Love.
Yeah.
Right.
So the very first time I ever met her was Lollapalooza backstage, main stage backstage, hanging out with Melissa, and
So they're all that.
yeah,
Bill,
whole
like,
co-headlining
yeah,
with
yeah,
Sonic
yeah.
Youth, and she walks out. I wanted to meet Tyler, and she's really friendly, nice to meet you. She had Francis Bean with her.
Oh,
These
wow.
giant firing range, headphones,
Yeah.
noise cancellation things on. Just asks if I'd watch her kid for her.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because I'm assuming to go, do Courtney Love things.
Wasn't sound check.
Oh, no. No,
Easy
it wasn't
peasy.
sound. Just leave it at that. But yeah, and Melissa too.
Did you say Coolio's tent's over here? I'm sure they'll have a good time in there.
Mention Lakeside.
They love it.
yeah, it was brief, but like I'm saying, all these just crazy moments. You just kept firing one after the other.
Meet Me in the City, sponsored by Twisted River Coffee Roaster. Twisted River offers an unpretentious approach to specialty coffee. Visit twistedrivercoffee.com and use promo code INTHECITY at checkout to receive a one-time discount of 10% off your entire order.
This episode of Meet Me in the City has been recorded at B&G Cigar Lounge, your home away from home, located in West Carrollton, Ohio. You can find them at 319 West Central Avenue. They have an ample humidor, all of the supplies you can need for your cigar smoking pleasure. We hope that you will stop by and support them as they are supporting us on this journey.
And not to skip forward too fast, but that's just one of the bazillion reasons that when everything came to an end, it was just, you talk about a pulling the rug out. There was no stopping. It was just like this 5 years of just constantly the star rising.
And I think as an outsider looking in, you realize like, man, there was an ascendancy there, but until you start hearing the stories and this is such a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're talking in real time, less time than since we've experienced when COVID hit.
Yeah, it's true.
From when you guys are basically like starting to playing Lollapalooza. It's nuts. Because that feels like just a snap of a finger.
Yeah.
Going back to 2019.
And it really was a snap.
Yeah.
It's like it happened. It happened really, really quick.
That's nuts.
So, and then after Lollapalooza, like stuff started opening up with some headlining tours.
Yeah.
And we would do some stuff. It's a little blurry sometimes, and it's hard to find flyers, but I think we maybe would co-headline with Unwound, or I think different markets, like they'd headline, then another market we'd headline.
Yeah.
Happened with Shudder to Think too.
Wow.
And that was late on too. That was a great tour. We did a tour with Shudder to Think and Sunny Day Real Estate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was wild, and I'm still keeping contact with William.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was a crazy moment too, because we're playing like the Crocodile in Seattle, and William's like, "Come meet me for a beer at this." I think it's called Lucy's. It's a bar up there. It's owned by at the time was owned by Kim from Soundgarden.
Oh, really?
His
Yeah.
bar, and you walk in there. There's like 6 people in there, and they're all like people from platinum record selling grunge bands, you know. But he was there to meet. That was when he was briefly in the Foo Fighters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he was there to meet Dave Grohl. They were talking about like some Japanese tour. And so that was Sunny
that's
Day.
like probably the very beginning of Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
No, it was because he was short-lived.
First record had to be like right at that time too. Like
Yeah,
95,
it was.
96.
It was all just combined together. And so we started touring with Shudder off and on, and then we did a Shudder Braniac Skeleton Key tour towards the very end in the South.
Wow.
And that was, as far as like the lifeline of Braniac, members, that was a really important tour because Skeleton Key were so incredible. And they had a percussionist named Rick Lee. And so Rick Lee was in the first iteration of Enon.
Okay.
With John, and then later Crooks on Tape. And Rick's incredible, so talented. It's so much fun. He's just like fun in a box, that guy.
Man.
And then the drummer too, his name escapes me right now, but he was the first drummer on the first Enon record as well.
Oh, wow.
So those connections were made there on that tour with Skeleton Key.
That's crazy.
It's just kind of like that,
Right.
they're connecting, spidering out musically.
So you guys were just, gosh, it was like a freight train.
It was. It was. It was nonstop.
and
Can't catch your breath.
Yeah, and then Beck, but how did Beck's crowd react to you in Europe?
That's also a little bit blurry too. Once again, we were having so much fun, I don't think we cared that much. And I don't mean that in a cocky way.
No, yeah.
Like, we were that way, like, even early on in the Canal Street Band playoffs, we almost embraced opposition.
Mhm.
Like, we would be up against some bands that were very much not our style, and they very much did not like us. And, oh my God, that just fueled Tim. I remember we played with a band called Cryptic Realm, I think they were called. And they were doing the stone face, like, you know, get in your face. And so that's where Tim invented, like, his, like, kind of effeminate butterfly thing.
Really?
Yeah, and he was in their face, and then he would take, the microphone halfway down his throat.
Yeah.
And their eyes are popping out of their head, like, just all of a sudden, just, like, backing up to almost to the bar. So Tim loved that. So we liked that. I think they liked us okay.
Uh-huh.
A lot of those big bills, they're just waiting to see the band they came to see. And that's fine. That's fine. They didn't dislike us.
Yeah.
But that was just amazing. Those were big crowds, 4,000 or 5,000, I would say.
Wow.
And Beck, I can't say enough about what a good dude that guy is. Like, he loved us. He was so kind to us, at least at the time. I think still, he doesn't drink. So afterwards, they would have, like, tea and crumpets, like, literally, like, hanging on tea and crumpets.
Yeah.
And then, but it's because the rock stars get giant tables of liquor.
Right.
So he would give us all of that
Oh,
every
my
night,
gosh.
much to our detriment. You know,
Like, I don't think you should be doing this right here.
they had
but,
their own, like, private, like, amazing chef, and he would make sure every night that they would feed us. That's not their job.
No.
That doesn't work that way.
Wow.
9.9 out of 10 tours, that doesn't work for an opening band. So he made sure we were fed, and just great conversations. And we were obnoxious. We were just always obnoxious.
Well, I mean, you're what, 90? Was that 96? And how old are you at that point?
7.
97?
Yeah, that's the
You
winter.
took 24,
97.
25.
Yeah.
I
And like
mean,
I said, we had the Polaroid cameras. And so by the time that tour gets to LA, that show, and I think that was I think it was right before the major label thing. I think so. So that was like, we're really being hotly pursued by every major label. I mean, every single one has had people at our shows multiple times. We've put us
And
on
you're
the-
aware of this in the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Long before that. Maybe a year building up to that back tour. I mean, putting us up in hotels, wining us and dining us,
Really?
all that good stuff. We were really close with Interscope for a long time. A gal named Debbie Hambrick, who was great. And she was the liaison, but technically our A&R guy was Nigel Harrison, bass player for Blondie.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. He wrote, one song for them. And, like, pretty much lives off of it. He wrote One Way or Another. Great song. And at that time, he was courting us. That movie was in the movie Casino.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he was just like
Oh,
raking it
rolling
in,
it.
and he was rolling in it.
Man.
So all that stuff's going on, and we're in LA, and it's Beck, and this is Odelay. This is 2 turntables and a microphone,
Yeah.
devil's haircut. I mean, he's got like he may have had the top 3 singles at one time at that point.
Huge.
On the alt charts at least. Like, it doesn't get any more crazy than Beck. So that show in London was insane.
Do you remember where that was?
I want to say something Academy, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. It was a
Yeah.
big place,
Big.
beautiful. Everything over there is great. Everything used to be a giant church or something.
Yeah.
You know, it's a really cool venue.
Brixton
But-
Academy?
It might have been Brixton.
Yeah.
It might have been, but it was a wild night, and that was the Simon LeBlanc night.
Wow.
He was there with his daughter, maybe a friend too, and the girls from Elastic over there. They
Oh,
were-
man. I
they
used
were
to.
Oh,
huge.
gosh, that had that cassette.
The Wire cover.
Yeah.
man.
The wire cover.
Oh, man,
Um,
so good.
Obi-Wan Kenobi was there. Ewan McGregor.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my
He was
gosh.
there. And then the craziest thing, I have a picture. It's on my phone somewhere. It's the best. It's one of my favorite pictures I have. There's a picture of me in Beck's green room, and there's a professional photographer taking a picture from like a high up perch, and I'm the only one looking at the camera, and I'm holding like a giant pear, like from the craft food thing, and I'm just smiling at the camera. Everybody else, including Beck, are staring at Bjork.
Oh,
Who's in the center
my
of the room.
gosh.
And that was like post Bjork era.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like crazy, like top of the charts.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, that video with her on the lip?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
human behavior.
Yeah.
So.
Human behavior. And the
Yeah.
song about jumping off the cliff. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was like that was kind of our normal
I can't even imagine.
at that time.
So I mean, all right, you guys. A couple questions here. You didn't play Dayton much. I mean, you're going out and playing these insanely large venues with, running into insane people.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still coming back occasionally and doing shows in Dayton ever, or at that point the ship has sailed and your home base is here, but you're not coming back?
We're absolutely doing Dayton, and we can't wait. And when we're out and about, wherever we go, we're bringing Dayton there.
Yes.
And it was a big part of our show. It was always a big part of our heart. And it wasn't lip service.
Yeah.
No.
It wasn't a shtick. Like, it was really in our blood. And I remember one night, I forget where it was, maybe somewhere in Minnesota or something, but Tim just, without missing a beat, rattled off like 14 home of Dayton tire, home of Dayton this, home of Dayton that, all the way overseas, you know? I mean, we're just like constantly, that was a big thing. Dayton, Ohio. Braniac, Dayton, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio. It was a part of the fiber of Braniac's being was Dayton, Ohio. So when we came back, and that was cool, kind of. It had pros and cons. So by that time, they're big shows.
Yeah.
In a town that's not super used to big local shows like that.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of figuring it out on the fly. So our last show was at a place called the Aardvark.
Oh man.
Aardvark
know
Club.
that.
It was also the sub galley.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I had a
Okay.
giant room,
Yeah.
and depending on who you ask, there was either 6, 7, 8, or 900 people in
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Like, it was most likely about 800 people. It was
My
the best
sister-in-law
guess.
was in a ska band, and that was her biggest show ever playing there at the Sub Galley.
Yeah, and it was just, I mean, it was jam-packed. And that was, and for Dayton, because, like, you know, Canal Street Band playoffs,
Right.
we were playing, there was the Chameleon Club. There was, out in the back of 1470.
Yep.
Played at Lithuanian Club. Yeah.
The little.
I don't remember
Yeah.
that one.
It's still right by their Dayton Children's Hospital. It's right
Okay.
there. Now it's called the Czechoslovakian Club.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like a little, you know,
Mhm.
little lodge room. Just these pretty small places, Brookwood Hall, Springfield Street, these warehouse shows. And now all of a sudden you're in your hometown and people are lined up through the UD neighborhood to get into your show.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Again,
Wild.
going back, there's not a big enough place really for you guys to play. is
yeah,
there?
it was really
Yeah.
something. I remember, like, I can remember walking. I don't know what street that is. It's where Dewey's Pizza is now. And
Oh, yeah.
Cold Stone,
Right off of Brown.
Cold Stone, right off of
Yeah.
Brown, whatever that street is. I remember walking down that street, parallel, way up by Symbol Bag or whatever,
Uh-huh.
like, kind of freaking out. Like, this is Dayton. This is a Dayton show.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Felt good though for you guys, right?
It did. It
Yeah.
did. It felt good. Because even we were headlining, like, it was, we'd be headlining. We were, some nights there'd be 500 people in a room, and some nights there'd be 35 people
Right.
in a room. I mean, it just, that was the deal. I'm sure it's not that much different now
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
for touring bands. If that, you know, touring bands are still a thing.
Yeah.
Sort of, kind of.
So
The
what
other-
year was
yeah.
that big show?
I think that was 96.
Was in '96.
I think that would be 96. There's some bootlegs, some live stuff out there.
Oh wow.
There's some great banter in there from Tim about how we were from Beaver Creek.
Oh, that's awesome.
Braniac from the Battling Beavers of Beaver Creek, Ohio.
So it was like needling the Dayton crowd after
Yeah.
repping Dayton
Something
across the world.
like that. Something like that.
So when you guys are getting courted by the major labels, I mean, at any point, are you guys having a conversation where you can't even believe that this is happening?
Yeah.
I mean, because one of the questions I had that I wanted to lead off with, but this is a good time as we think about this, is Braniac for everybody?
Well, and that's what we were wondering.
Yeah.
ourselves, and we still ponder that question
Yeah.
now. Like, what would have been?
Yeah.
What would have happened? You never know.
Yeah.
Could have exploded.
Yeah.
Could have completely fizzled. We saw it happen to almost all of our friends.
Right.
Jawbox, Jesus Lizard, Girls Against Boys.
Yeah.
Jesus Lizard kind of self-imploded. But Girls Against Boys, I mean, I had never seen, like, they were hot after us, but I had never seen anything like the major label pursuit after that band. I mean, they were just the sexiest, hottest thing, like, since sliced bread, because they ticked a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
Because it was alternative, and it was great music, and they were good-looking dudes.
Yeah, they were. The singer was like.
But it was also like, it was also, pretty hard rock and driving. It, like it fit some pretty cool molds that they could do it. But I think they waited too long maybe to put their debut out. I think they were waiting for Andy Wallace to be available because he was really hot then. Same thing happened to Toadies.
Oh, really?
Toadies sophomore major label. They waited for Andy Wallace, and it was just too much time elapsed. I think no one knows this, but the last song on that record is about Tim.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
The
a
second Toadies record?
soul crusher. It's called Doll Skin. Listen to the lyrics,
Wow.
knowing that now.
Yeah.
That song's about Tim, and it will tear your soul out. About a dream he had about Tim.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Recurring dream he had about Tim. So that was that time right there. I believe either right before, but I think after Beck, where we were having to have that conversation.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? Like I think all of our hearts really just wanted to stay on Touch and Go forever.
Yeah.
I think Tim for sure.
Yeah.
But he had already kind of made up his mind on that reinventing thing, like with Electroshock,
Yeah.
that final Touch and Go EP.
Yeah.
It was so different.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that was partly his way of saying, okay, we're going to see what this might look like. If we're going to really think about this major label thing, like this next, iteration of what Braniac's evolution is, let's see what this looks like. And I think as always, he was probably on the right trajectory.
Yeah.
And so that was our time, our G versus B moment. There was a week. They told us at the time that they had never done this before, where the major labels all got together and shared the bill.
Oh, wow.
So we were flown out to LA for a week, and every single day, a different label had us for the day.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Just you guys?
Just us. Just
Oh
Braniac.
my god.
To woo us and to try to talk us into it. And I think everyone kind of had seen the wind blowing towards Interscope, but they had their last-ditch efforts. And this is one of my favorite Braniac experiences ever. Not the schmoozy thing, it's actually the opposite. So they were all great. Everyone we had, they were wonderful. Like, I didn't have any bad experiences. The A&R people we had, we must have gotten lucky. So we had a day with Columbia Sony. She's a photographer, too. She was at one of our recent shows, too. I think her name's Nancy. She's wonderful. Capitol. That Capitol Day
That
we
building out LA.
Oh, yeah,
was
we were in
so-
that building.
Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, it's a crazy cool building. They built on a giant skateboard.
Oh,
so I
really?
built on a stone skateboard for the earthquakes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
really
I didn't
cool.
realize that.
Capitol had us for a day. That day we had like lunch at a place. Like Flea was there with his dog, no shoes and socks on. But we ate at Mike D's restaurant that night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was at the far end of the table, but
Oh,
he was
my
like
gosh.
part of the allure.
Uh-huh.
And there was always a lot of these labels too. Hey, if you don't want, we know you love Touch and Go. If you don't want to do Capitol, consider Grand Royal. We can.
All right, so I
Yeah.
wrote Beastie Boys down because you said that earlier, right? You're like, that'll come back around. That's part of the story.
That's
It's
part of the
like,
story, yeah. And we were invited. They threw a party. We were at a private party of theirs in New York one time.
Wow.
I know. I'm telling you, and I feel like, and I swear, I hate it because I don't want to be like the name droppy guy, but these things happened in such an
No,
insane
No, so
way.
this is like
Yeah.
manna from heaven for us as
I know.
music junkies. We're just
Yeah,
listening.
I
and
know.
we're like,
Speaking of music junkies, at that party, I was like, left the bar, put my drink down, I had to go to the bathroom, and so I took off around the corner. I headbutted and knocked to the ground Tracy Chapman.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh,
Fast
gosh.
car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fast car. I was the fast car.
I
I was the fast car at that party. No, but so 97, we're on this schmooze week with the labels. So that was the Capitol Day Grand Royal. We had like
Sprinkle, don't take that out. I put a note to take out the Beastie Boys reference I had earlier. Keep it in. I was right to hear that.
And so there was all these days, and then there was Interscope Day 2 where we met their big, I think his name is Tom Wall. He was like a big deal. I mean, a big deal. I think he might have taken a helicopter to our meeting or something crazy.
gosh.
Dude, if someone's showing up in a helicopter, that's like...
Not to where we were.
I know, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ugh.
That whole world. And we met him at this famous place called the Dresden. Have you ever seen the movie Swingers? Where they hung out. The Dresden Room, I think it was called. But the best day of all was American Recordings.
Oh, with Rick Rubin.
So we we met Rick Rubin
Okay.
at a wheatgrass shop bar. So we met him there. And so all these nothing wrong with it. It was great. Best restaurants in town. Mike D, whatever. We're going to wow you with,
Right.
all the...
This all could be yours.
LA-ness.
Yeah, right.
Glitter. He meets us there. We have the most disgusting thing I've ever had in my life. Some healthy wheat
Was
grass
the
thing.
honest thing then? Because I felt like the whole Zen thing with him came later. Like he was still...
He just wanted to meet us there.
Must have been there
He
already.
put us in his Bentley and drove us to his house.
Oh, wow.
His Bentley, and he drove us to his house and had his cook us dinner at his house.
Oh, wow.
So we spent the day and evening with Rick Rubin at his house, just
This
hanging
wasn't
out.
in the documentary, right?
I don't think so.
No.
I just watched it again.
Yeah.
And no,
Yeah,
it wasn't
and
in
so
there.
that to me, it's Rick Rubin.
Right.
I mean, it's Rick Rubin, and we're not at the 5-star, restaurant. We're not at the hottest club in town. He's like, I'm taking you to my house,
Wow.
and he lived in the Beatles mansion. So that's where we ate dinner. And he showed us the glass elevator where Ringo fell through, and they never replaced the pane because how can you replace the pane that Ringo Starr fell through?
Oh my god.
Are you guys just like bug-eyed at this point?
Yeah,
'Cause
and I
the
think Tim
days of-
especially. I think that night was just was special for all of us.
Yeah.
We're eating it, and it was I think it was Vietnamese food or something, and there's this 9-foot-tall polar bear hovering over us. It was just crazy. But you're at Rick Rubin's house that formerly was where the Beatles lived, up in the hills, and he was just so cool. And I think he maybe even said in the dinner, I know you're not going to sign with me, and it's probably the right move.
Really?
Yeah, he sent Dino's in from American Recordings. He's in the documentary.
Yeah, okay.
He sent Dino to hang out with us.
Oh, really?
In Dayton. Yeah, Dino came to Dayton a
that's
time or two.
cool.
So they
I wondered the connection because I don't think they really clearly spelled it out why he was...
Yeah, when
Right.
Dino was the guy.
Yeah.
No, Rick was the first one that spotted us and wanted us. But
So did he want you for the label because he wanted to produce you guys?
He wanted to both produce us and be on. And it's a little fuzzy, but I think Juan said too. There are some things that I didn't know until the documentary, until we started hanging out again,
Okay.
because we just kind of everything just disintegrated.
Yeah. You kind of get that from the documentary.
Yeah, it
that-
just disintegrated, and I never knew Rage Against the Machine asked us to tour with them.
Wow,
I had
really?
no idea that was next up.
Oh my
I had no
gosh.
clue. I didn't know that Rick Rubin wanted to produce us. Even though we said no to his label, he didn't care. He just wanted to be a part of it.
Wow.
Did Rick end up doing, not to get on a tangent, but did he do that Rage album where they do the Public Enemy cover? I don't remember.
I don't know. Oh, that was another thing of that night. He showed us where he was or had just been recording all those Johnny Cash revivals records
my
in his
gosh.
basement studio.
Like American Recordings,
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5.
Yes.
Post
And
death.
by the way, I think he was just maybe done the
Probably.
Red Chili Peppers thing too, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Midnight, so maybe with the Johnny Cash, he probably only had 2 out maybe. At
This
that
was
point, maybe
97.
3. Yeah, maybe the 3rd, but
Okay.
because the 4th didn't come out till 02. I only remember that record in particular because Johnny Cash died the same week that my grandpa died, and so I remember being down for my grandpa's funeral, and the news broke that Johnny had died, and that American Recordings 4 with the 9 Inch Nails.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's the Johnny Cash song.
That's
now.
that's my favorite one.
Yeah.
It's Personal Jesus too, right?
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Bridge,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, that
Yes. The whole
Fiona
thing.
Apple, the Bridge Over Troubled
Yeah.
Water. I can't even
Oh,
listen
yeah.
to it and start weeping.
So anyway, you're at Rick Rubin's house.
So anyway, we're
You
just hanging out.
guys, you guys weren't thinking after. I mean, going to Rick Rubin's house, getting fed really
I don't
well.
know how you didn't just say,
How-
"Where's the contract?"
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I was
I know.
shocked
Like-
you wouldn't say.
Well,
we're
no,
in.
because Rick, if I recall correctly, Rick even said this probably isn't the right move. I mean, it was Black Crows. It was
Yeah.
It was a different world. And Interscope, I mean,
Russell
that
Willis.
was Interscope at the time. It was like TVT was that was tethered. You had No Doubt, you had Toadies, you had
that's true.
just all that somewhat like-minded stuff.
Right.
It just felt like the right. And Interscope was doing a really good job. Marilyn Manson.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, all that stuff at that time, they were doing a really good job. All this really great soundtracks, like Lost Highway, maybe they put out.
So
we went
after
to
that week,
yeah.
what happened? Like, what happened after that week?
So after that week, we just continued the conversation. And I think by that time, it had been a while that we decided that this was going to be the next move. Like there would, we would go to a major. Like I said, nobody really wanted to ever leave Touch and Go. It just felt like, it's that arc. And this is the next thing. This is the next thing you're supposed to do. And there's a good chance, either way, things are going to fizzle.
Mm-hmm.
If you stay where you're at, it's just it could get a little dormant, and,
Stale.
stale or whatever.
Well, it
and
seems like the whole MO of the band is just keep changing. Keep moving forward.
Yeah, and that's another crazy thing is we got hooked up with like the best lawyer in the world.
Really?
This entertainment label, a famous dude named Richard Grable. He was awesome. So he was fighting for us.
Okay.
Wow.
Getting the deals and stuff like that. And yeah, he had like this huge like just A-list roster of people he represented. And he was really good to us. So we came back and we talked about it. We met and there was not a whole lot on the horizon, like for what was next. We were constantly. Tim was just demos out there all over the place of like 3 or 4 or 5 songs that we were working on to whatever would come next.
Right.
But we more or less decided, okay, we're going to go with Interscope Records. And I mean, there was even like pretty much, line for line details of what that would look like. It was like a 1.1, I think, $1.1 million deal. 7 records.
Really?
7 records.
Wow.
7 records. So
Easy
Richard
piece.
sat us down. He's like, here's the math, you guys.
Yeah.
Here's the math. You've got $1 million to make 7 major label records. You've got this, you've got that. And here's on the back end of that, 11, 12, 13% you're going to recoup on that money they gave you first.
Yeah.
So I remember the conversation. What it laid out to be is that for us to make a single penny on that major label freshman effort, we would have to go platinum.
Wow.
To make a single penny.
That's great.
And the average major label debut, I think, was $65,000.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
Jeez,
you're already fighting
like
up.
15 times that.
But at the same time, you're like, well,
What else are we going to do at this point?
But we were smart. Like Juan, he was the engine. Tim was smart too. We knew we weren't going to be millionaires.
Uh-huh.
We knew that this money was going to have to be for 7 records, and Juan was the best. Juan was so determined that we were all going to get a freaking Power Mac. So he had that written into the contract. We all get a Power Mac.
Wow.
He wanted us all to have a Power Mac. At the time, that was like
Yeah.
cutting edge.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
the deal.
Yeah.
So that was that, and we had tickets. It wasn't to ink the deal. I think maybe myself or others may have said that. Just things get a little fuzzy.
Sure.
It's 30 years ago.
Right.
It wasn't ink the deal, but we had plane tickets. It was a Tuesday or Wednesday, midweek, to fly to New York to sit down with Richard and to finalize the details. And it was that Friday morning that Tim got in the crash and died. 5 days before that flight. Still had the plane ticket. I stared at that plane ticket for months.
Wow.
I stared at that plane ticket. It was in my bookcase.
bet.
I stared at it for months, just like, what? What? I mean, after the fact.
Yeah,
the
sure,
the first week, the first 2 weeks, the first 3 weeks, that was all Tim. That was just like gutted. You just
Yeah.
lost your best friend that you
Yeah.
lived and sweated and bled with. But then, as time went on, you're like, oh, Braniac died
Yeah.
too. And so, and for me, my personal life, Braniac was always awesome. That whole experience was great. But along the way, I made so many poor personal choices, and what started off as dangerous recreational drug use had gone full tilt. I often wonder too, would I have made it? Would they kick me out of the band? Would I have been one of those guys, one of those drummers?
Yeah.
But that's when my world exploded. I gained 100 pounds in like 1 year.
Did you really?
While doing crystal meth. Like,
Oh
how does
my
that
gosh. Wow.
work? Yeah, so that whole world imploded.
And-
But yeah, we were that close. Playing
Literally.
a flight the following week. Not to ink the deal, but to like finalize
Sort
the
it out.
details. Sort it out. Get it sorted out. All right, if we're going to do it, let's just jump and go for it.
Well, that's what we were talking before you got here. Is like, what does that feel like when it's this close? It's that. I mean, you've lived in 5 years' time. You've lived a great life, but then it's this close, and
Yeah. And then it's all the questions.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? Maybe I got to experience all the best.
True.
You never know.
That's true.
Well,
Maybe-
and you wrap up something. I mean, if you look existentially at it, you wrap up something that seems like you're so close, but then you also lose a very important person in your
Oh,
life.
Yeah.
And it's like, what does that even matter?
Mhm.
Sure.
The loss of the
Yeah.
opportunity compared with
Yeah.
the loss of my friend.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's pretty easy to look back on all that and say, I mean, it's me saying it, not you, but just say, well, who cares about all the?
Well, that all
that
happened.
close.
That all happened very quick too, and I understood Linda, Tim's mom too. Which, by the way, she's been so wonderful. All this
Yeah.
stuff, the documentary, the reunion. We get it's not a lot, but we often will get. I can understand. I got grace for everybody for whatever they want to think, but we get our fair share of comments of how could you do this without Tim?
Really?
You know? Oh yeah, quite more than you might think.
Wow.
But if they could see Linda and how much joy she's getting from all of this,
Yeah.
every new thing we put out, the record store day stuff, every little hat we make, the shirts, we can't get her to stop buying things. Like, we'll give you the hat.
Everything.
Well, she's
yeah.
like she's like in line at 7 a.m. at Blind Rage
Wow.
for that little record store lathe
You're
that Gwen
kidding.
put out. Like, Linda, we'll get you one.
Right.
You're in.
I think the documentary did a good job of capturing that. There has to have been. She basically as much says it that there was some bit of healing by going back into it all
For us,
and telling the
especially.
story. But for her in particular, I think you can see it almost on her face as she's talking about Tim and you guys and the band. And
Right.
it just feels like the documentary makers did something for her. That,
For all of us.
Well,
We're
yeah.
indebted to Eric,
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah.
And you were talking about your reoccurring dream of Tim,
Yeah.
and I understand. When I lost my stepfather, I had those reoccurring dreams of him, and I know that just one way to keep in touch with the way that it was. And then just like you, that stopped. You know why it stopped? I don't know. Had enough passed between
Some
that.
sort of
but-
closure there.
Yeah.
And later on, I had dreams later on too, crazy wild dreams where he was alive. He just didn't want to do it anymore.
Wow.
I was so mad at him.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
It was me many years later. It's just like, yeah, I faked this whole thing.
Wow. Cheesy Pete.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Many years later.
Now that we brought in the documentary, and if I missed it, this is my fault, and I'm sure someone will call me out on it. But you talk about your favorite song that Tim did that you didn't play on.
All
And
of my
she's-
favorite Braniac songs are songs I didn't play on.
Really?
I'm not kidding you.
Like
Effing
they
with
were
the
drum
Altimeter
machine.
is my favorite.
Oh, that's a
of all
great
time.
song.
Yeah.
That's
Nothing to do with that song. I love the song Strung. I think Strung is so hauntingly beautiful. I love the song Collide, and what a bizarrely, horrifyingly prophetic song that is for his crash. And he wrote that song because he was in love with the J.G. Ballard book Crash.
Huh.
We all read that on tour. Yeah, he loved that book Crash, so he wrote that song Collide. And that song in headphones is just killer because it's split left and right. There's the dry vocal and then the dirty vocal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll have to
And if
listen
you,
to that.
with that famous Trent Reznor interview where he admits to being a big fan,
Yeah.
he gave a lot of money to the Kickstarter.
Did he
Really?
really?
Yeah,
Wow,
it's really
really?
cool. He gave a lot of money. It's Mark Hamill, Luke
Yeah,
Skywalker.
that's
Yeah.
what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That
So
is.
But if you listen to what's it called? With Teeth, that last song. It's With Teeth that he says in that interview that he was using electroshock as a sound skate before or whatever, but listen to the last song. Everything That's Right Place. Is that what it's called? Anyway, it's the last song on With Teeth. Listen to it.
Okay.
It's Collide.
Wow.
What?
I
So
mean,
what I was
almost
one of the
to a
things I
T.
was. What's the song that his mom is playing on piano?
Altimeter.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's fun. That's one of my favorite lyrics. My kid too, like Noah. My boy's awesome. He has to discover. I can't push anything on him.
Yeah.
Got to discover it on his own. But when he does,
Yeah.
deep dive.
Uh-huh.
He's all in.
Yeah.
And so I remember him coming to me one time and being like, "Those lyrics are insane.
Wow.
No more flowers for you. When you see an empty vase, you know it's supposed to be a clue. Not some kind of mishap. Some kind of creep forgot. Tell me, how does it paralysis feel when you're trapped in a light beam, a part of an atom stream oozing through the glass?" I mean, the lyrics are just simple like that. I'm butchering it, I'm sure. I'll get emails. I'll get Facebook comments. But yeah, it's just the songs. That song is just lights out good. And that song, I remember Eli Janney. He was so incredible from Jeepers Speed that produced our first three.
Yeah.
He's just a great dude. We're still buddies to this day. When we sent the Bonsai demos to him, that song, he freaked out.
Really?
When he heard Altimeter, Flypaper too, but that one, he's just like, this is nuts. The song, and that wasn't tinkered with too much. That's pretty much they did a little pig lipstick on a pig with that one, but not much.
Yeah.
That's pretty much his 4-track stuff.
Yeah. The EP that came out, was it last year, 23?
Predator nominate.
Yeah. Better nominate. Do you think that gives a hint towards what the next jump off was?
Yeah, and I think that you saw, to me, that you hear a little marriage of like electroshock with some Prigsy kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was it was funny too, because I was pretty, like I said, my drug use and everything, I was a mess around that time. When John sent us that stuff, I said, was I aware of this? I heard this stuff. He's like, you're playing on it.
Oh my God.
I had no idea. There's drums on there. But Tim did a lot of stuff. He did a lot of tinkering on his own.
Yeah.
There's some stuff. There's that one song that's out there that we were rehearsing there's a demo out. It's online. It's labeled Song 2.
Okay.
But it goes, that's Tim playing
Oh,
drums.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So he had a drum set in his mom's attic, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, and all the attic tape stuff. And that was a cool journey too for John. That was tough on John.
Yeah.
So Linda had given him those boxes full of those tapes, and he just didn't. They were just like over here.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened, and he was just trapped. And he's like, "All right, I'm opening it up."
So when Tim passed away, you're not doing well, obviously, for about a year or longer, or how long?
Yeah, well, that was everything about Braniac was fast.
Right.
It was strange. So even that was fast. So Tim died on a Friday morning, and his funeral was Monday morning.
Holy cow.
Yeah, and it was. I think
That is fast.
Yeah, it was fast. So people were flying in from all over.
It's such a weird time.
A&R guys were there. I mean, and Melissa was there from Hull. The G4B guys. I mean, people, and some that wanted to be there couldn't because it was so quick.
Fast.
And so, yeah, that just happened so quick, and you're just processing. Like I said, first of all, for weeks, it's just him. And then you're starting to realize that this magical thing is over. Because you can't even think about that. It's even when, like Dave Doman, you know Dave Doman?
Oh, yeah.
If he were lived here, he'd be great for this year.
Oh, yeah.
Dave's more than a million.
We had Swearing in Motors for the Dayton Music Fest.
Yeah. Well, and Don Fasher, you talked to Don. And, Dave, he was Tim's roommate at the time. So he had the awful job of telling everybody. And so he left a message on I was out that morning. He left a message to call him back. And I called him back, and he says, "I need you to come to the house." And I was like, "Why?" I want to. He's like, "I got to tell you something." I said, "Tell me right now on the phone." He's like, "I can't tell you on the phone." So I got in my car, and I live Miamisburg, Dayton Molish, a little condo apartment thing. And about halfway up 75, I started putting it together. I was like, that's weird. Oh, yeah. And then an hour before, Jeremy Frederick had left like 3 messages sobbing, telling me to call him. And so I didn't think much of it because Jeremy could have been anything. You know, he's just Jeremy.
Right.
And so as I was right up 75, I was like, oh, man, what's going on? Something's happened. It's not good.
Yeah.
And so he told me, I had no reaction, zero. Total numb. People were there hanging out, crying, and just, mourning. And he's asked me, if you want to hang out? I'm like, no, I'm good. You okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Like, I just no response, just zero response. He offered me a drink,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Neil Blender lived in the house too, the famous skateboarder.
Yeah.
He'd been at a great drink called the what's the Ohio astronaut? Glenn
Armstrong.
Neil
No, Glenn.
This is horrible.
John Glenn.
John
John
Glenn.
Glenn.
Yeah, the drink was called the John Glenn.
Sprinkle had us, but I couldn't understand his
Yeah,
lips.
John Glenn. It was just Tang and vodka.
Oh,
They called it John Glenn. That was the house drink. So he offered me.
Coined that drink, but
He offered me John Glenn. It was like noon. I was like, no. I was just like, no, I'm just gotta go. And this is pretty visceral. So just is how it happened. I pulled out. They lived on North Main, right near Five Oaks. I got back on North Main, heading south to get back on 75, and I saw the pole we hit.
Oh,
It was a
gosh.
metal pole that was
Jeez.
bent in half, and the whole area was just charred. I mean, just giant, just charred, flame-charred area. There was a BP at the time there, and I just pulled in the BP.
I worked at that BP.
I pulled in that parking lot and just lost it.
Yeah.
That's when it finally hit. I just lost it. So, yeah, that went on for weeks. And then Kim and the Breeders did a really kind, amazing memorial fundraiser show at Jilly's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And asked me to play drums with her for that. And I said yes. And all the money went for like funeral expenses and stuff like that, which was really great. And that kind of led to one thing after another. And she asked me to work on some demo stuff for the next Breeders record. And so we hung out in Dayton at I said earlier, I've got a correction for you.
Yeah?
I said that Corey was in the Cro-Mags. He was in the Necros.
Oh,
Cro-Mag
okay.
was the name of the studio we
Right,
recorded
yeah.
at. Yeah.
Okay.
That's where my brain was. Yeah. Corey Necros, Cro-Mag studio. And it was at the Front Street Warehouse.
Mhm. Yeah.
And we just had a blast doing those demos. Amazing songs that nobody would ever hear.
Wow.
Record never came out.
It never came out.
No, a couple of them turned into stuff on that next record. What's that one called?
After Last Smash.
Yeah, it was like early 2001.
I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on 4AD, right?
Yeah. A couple of the songs kind of ended up on there. But we ended up going to New York City, and we spent like 2 or 3 months there.
Title TK.
Title
Is it?
TK?
Yeah.
Yeah, Title TK. And we spent a couple of months there, and it just all fell apart. We were every single one of us were individually just in really not good places. And especially me. And I never see Kim anymore, but if I did, I just tell her every time I see her, thank you. Because 4AD gave me a huge check to do that record that never came out. Bailed me out of a lot of Braniac debt. And it was something to be hope-filled about
Yeah.
briefly. But the timing was just not right at all. And I wasn't a very good fit, drummer-wise. Nobody was, because Kim loves Jim.
Oh,
She loves Jim's drumming, his style. It's
Jim
too
is
McPherson.
Yeah.
It's just, he's perfect. Jim's,
I mean,
first
I
of all,
need
he's
to
an
name
awesome
check him
drummer.
because we've been so inside baseball in the Dayton music world.
Yeah, no, Jim
If you know all these
McPherson,
other bands we're talking about,
he
you know
is such a great guy. He's such a great guy. And so, yeah, he's just perfect for her, and he's an awesome drummer. And just style, his style just fits her like a glove.
It does.
And I was the first drummer in that session, and after me was Drods from Flaming Lips.
Oh, really?
Britt from Slint was after him.
Wow.
And then, who's the guy that plays drums right now? I forgot about voices. Kevin. Yeah, Kevin was the last one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and just none of them worked out.
that's
So,
crazy.
Kevin
Yeah.
March. Right?
Kevin March, yeah. And I did not know that until we played with them in Athens just recently at that street festival.
Oh,
We were
that's
hanging
cool.
out talking. He's a good dude. He's like, yeah, I was up there for that too.
We're
I
what,
did not know that.
How many hours in and we finally have a Guided by Voices reference?
Oh,
So Bob
almost
was
made it.
his teacher
Yeah.
in Kettering. That's
No,
the-
Dayton.
North
Dayton,
Dayton
I'm sorry.
Public Schools. Yeah.
DPS?
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah.
That's
That's
funny.
great.
So, I mean, we'll fast forward a lot here, but you guys, the documentary is the genesis of you guys kind of getting back together, playing the show, and you've had, what, 5 years now? 7 years?
Yeah,
since
that was
first?
2018.
2018, 6 years.
Bell House, Brooklyn,
Yeah.
yeah. For the documentary, they filmed, the movie came out just a few months later. They filmed that show
Yeah.
live at the Bell House, which was fun. But that was like that one and the next couple ones. They were fun, but they were kind of hodgepodgey.
Yeah.
You know, we had a lot of, which was cool. We had a lot of guest people that came up, different
Yeah.
singers.
Well, it's been 20 years or
Yeah,
more since you
totally.
guys
And
have-
what was wild about that when the documentary came out and Warpwing did the beer, which that was wild too. Like a Braniac
Yeah.
beer, it was pretty cool. And then there was the Neon premiere that same weekend, and then we played that Brightside show. Cedric from Mars Volta was supposed to front that show. He was going to sing for us, but it just didn't work out.
Wow.
So that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's a huge fan. He was in the documentary.
Yeah, of course.
And but that was also just kind of throwing stuff at the wall and trying to get a Brainiac shot of it. But these last couple things have really been kind of concerted, like it's really felt like a band.
Yeah.
And Tim Krug has just been awesome. He's just been wonderful. Just slid in, just a great fit. But it's been, especially this last one, it's kind of a Midwest thing. It just felt like the 90s.
Yeah.
Some of the same venues, same towns, cool places, like gnarly in a good way, like Milwaukee,
Yeah.
like a cool town. Milwaukee's awesome. And two of our Touch and Go family people were there
Oh, cool.
at that show, so we hung out. And Steve had just passed,
Oh, man.
Steve
so
Albini.
Yeah.
Steve Albini.
Yeah.
So we hung out in their basement, listened to the brand new record, and just shared stories. And so it's been really great. And just like the documentary said, and like Linda said, it's been a time of healing.
Yeah.
And for John and Juan, and Tim's been great too, Tim Krug. But for John and Juan and I, it's been really, really wonderful. Just and even this podcast, if they listen to it, they're gonna fight me on some things. Like, that didn't happen. You're making that
They
up.
put them on and
Yeah.
You made that up. Like, well, this is the best I remember.
That's
Maybe
right.
I'm
That's
making
right.
it up.
Our memories are.
But Juan's great. Juan is so awesome. Juan's catchphrase is "print the legend." That's what he says.
There you go.
Whenever we talk about this stuff, print the legend.
That's great.
That's amazing.
I mean, we're getting towards the end here, but I did want to, one thing that, and I don't even know why, because I don't have the history. I'm not going to, correct anything about Brainiac lore, but one of the moments in the documentary, and I'm curious to hear what you thought about this, when they showed that clip of the, what do they call it? It was the School of Rock down in Texas.
Uh-huh.
And them doing like a Brainiac tribute show, I found that incredibly moving that these teenage kids are playing Brainiac songs in the middle of Texas. And I thought, man, these guys have taken Dayton literally to the world. And it made me proud just being from here. I don't know what you thought of that, watching that.
It was incredible. And those kids, I mean, high school kids, they were at the documentary, what do they call that? Premiere at South by Southwest. They came. We have pictures with them on the little red carpet thing. The little South by Southwest backdrop.
Yeah.
Yeah, those kids, and they were kids.
Yeah.
I mean, they were children.
Yeah.
And they were just gushing over, like they didn't want to like look at us.
Oh,
my
wow.
They didn't
gosh.
want to talk to us. Like, I can't believe. And you know what, you guys? That's been happening on these tours.
That's amazing.
Young people,
Yes.
really?
So
Awesome.
when we did the 2 weeks with Mogwai in the UK last winter,
that's a whole nother thing.
How does
We're going to
that
have to have
happen?
you come back again, too.
How does that happen? We had all these Braniac like fanatics, and they were kids, like 18, 19-year-olds. Just found us on Spotify.
Wow.
Like, sign everything. Sign this shirt. Sign this record. Sign that. Sign. Please sign everything. You're my favorite band. discovered you last year. You're my favorite band.
It makes sense to me.
These and like I can be like 52-year-old. Music back in my day. But I do think there is. I think that I don't think I am being that way.
No,
I think
I don't
music
think so.
has changed in a way that I saw like a Instagram post, and I'm going to butcher this too, I'm sure. But like in 1990, 1981, 1991, the first 6 months of the year, every Billboard #1 thing was a band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so
that happened. That happened 50 sometimes in those 10 years or whatever it was.
Yeah,
And in like the last 5 years, it's like 2
Yeah.
or something.
single artists.
Yeah, it's just they're just single
Single
artists.
artists that have probably a catalog of people behind them who are helping. to
Yeah.
create- there's a formula.
It's
now.
just that whole thing's changed, and we're
Yeah.
talking about the Dayton music scene and what
Yeah.
that looked
Yeah.
like. It really is different now.
Oh,
It
it
is.
is. Well, and I wish I knew the guy's name, the Australian dude. He was talking about Braniac. He said it could have came out 40 years ago, or it could come out 40 years from now. But it's basically a timeless. Like it doesn't fit in a like 80s rock or 90s rock.
Yeah.
It can go on, and
Squeeze
so
it
that's
in.
why those kids are finding this.
We just
and-
played in Madison, Wisconsin. The kid had to have his mom bring him. He was too
Wow.
young.
Oh,
He was there with his
wow.
mom. Yeah.
That's
That
killer.
is-
It's so great.
You have to feel good about that. You have to feel.
Yeah, and what's great too, I wasn't a jerk before. I was just young.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
just young and dumb.
Yeah,
and
sure.
flippant. You look at all those old interviews, and we're just like, oh, we're so terrible. These
Right.
poor journalists trying to be funny and sarcastic, and like, there's
guys-
even that one. It never aired. We did a full MTV. The MTV was going to do a full, like 5-minute, 10 minutes expose on us, and
Wow.
Tupac got killed.
Oh wow!
And that just dominated our news day. And they never rolled it again.
Oh my gosh!
So that tape's out there, and the
Uh-huh.
girl, she keeps saying, "Guys, would you please just be serious for? I just answer a couple of questions." She's getting so exasperated, but I feel like I was maybe that way unintentionally with fans a little bit too.
Yeah.
You were
Just kind of
also-
like blah, 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 and now it's nice.
Yeah.
Be an old man to just like sit with that kid,
Yeah.
Right.
answer his questions, and like just like
And it
and
means-
tell him like, "Hey,
Oh.
this means so much to me that
Yeah.
you like our band.
Yeah,
I don't take that for granted."
that's amazing.
John, Juan, the exact same way. Like, what? Let's go have a beer. Let's sit down. Let's we're gonna eat in this restaurant next door. You want to walk over here? Or let's hang out and talk.
That's cool.
That's not something that I don't think any band was doing that really. When you're in the moment. You're just
No, you've matured.
that's part of being a
Yeah.
rock and roll
Right.
twit.
Yep.
Well, and,
Yeah.
and
And
for,
they're not 22 anymore.
right.
Yeah, well, Weezer, the record with Hurley on the front.
Uh-huh.
It might be called Hurley from Lost.
Yeah,
Sprinkle says yes.
Yeah, he's your guy, man. He's
I tell ya, fact check.
Yeah, the very first song on that, the lyrics always cracked me up because they talk about that.
Mm.
So back in the day, acting like jerks.
Yeah.
Well, and as fanboys here, we're very pleased that you came and talked to us
Yeah.
and shared your memories.
Oh, I've
and
been
the
looking forward to
stories.
this for weeks.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's
Great.
been.
I'm
Awesome.
an oversharer. So
That's awesome.
No,
that's what we
That's
want.
what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we,
it's
I mean,
been
like
awesome.
like we said earlier, I mean, this is all like manna from heaven for us to geek out about
Sprinkle,
bands.
make this into like an 8-minute podcast.
Oh,
Just put it all down to
Beck, Cole, all just named.
no, not that stuff.
Stupid.
Just
of
like
Rock,
I had a Yamaha drum set.
There you go.
I bought a Duran Duran record. The
That's
end.
it.
I had an animal drum set.
That's it.
Yeah.
We are the Beaver Creek Beavers.
Yes, that we are.
We are from Dayton. And it.
Tyler, man, we can't thank you
Yeah.
enough for
Yeah.
being willing to talk with us.
Thanks for doing this. I
Uh,
dig your vision, what you're doing. I think it's really
Thanks.
cool. And I
Yeah.
think, there's people that want to hear this stuff.
Well, I think we kind of have the same feeling that you did when you were playing, that we don't care. This is for us.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
if
I
you're
think
passionate-
you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of us.
we've talked with other people and shared what we're trying to do and what we hope to do with this. And to Dan's point, it is partly a passion project because we've been to all these places. We've played shows at all these places, at least as we start in Dayton.
Mhm.
But we know these stories are out there for other cities as well, and it doesn't seem like many people are making an effort to tell those stories and keep those memories of the bands that, we just rattled off 20 bands tonight.
Yeah, and
Those
left
bands-
out like 50
Oh,
really
oh,
great
yeah.
ones.
Definitely.
We try to keep a running tally of all the bands and songs that are mentioned, so we can hopefully put them on a playlist later. So
Oh,
that-
that'd be cool. Okay, real
Come
quick
back
before we go.
Yeah.
10 o'clock scholar.
There you go.
10 o'clock. Oh,
So-
dude, their drummer was.
Yeah, Jason Baker.
So Sprinkle is my son's age, and our first pilot, he shared it, unbeknownst to us, with all his friends, and they dug it. And,
Test market.
And
It was
so
just
there's-
three old guys talking about our own stories with
Yeah.
music
Yeah.
and records
Yeah.
and bands.
I love
and-
podcasts all the time.
Yeah.
I think that's if it's something that interests you, you're going to tune in, and if not, then
right.
listen to the Cure record.
There you go. Nice.
Shawn, do you have anything else to add?
No, just thanks for being here.
Yeah,
It's
thanks for
awesome.
having me. I appreciate
It's
it.
awesome.
We appreciate it, and I get a sense that if this thing gets legs and we get to continue to record episodes, that Braniac's story sounds like is not over, and so hopefully
Yeah.
down the road
Yeah.
we can have you back and talk more about what you guys are
I'd
up
like to
to.
do that. That'd be great too. If maybe the next time John's in town or something,
Yeah,
you could talk to him, or we could tag team, or
Yeah.
absolutely.
because he has he can correct everything I just said,
Set the record
And-
straight.
do it in real time.
and deny the Three Imaginary Boys Cure quiz.
That's awesome.
I know what the
I
questions
hope he did
were.
that, because
Yeah.
I'd be like, yes, do that.
Yeah.
The funniest thing about it is it made sense to me.
Yeah.
I was
There you
like,
go.
hey, this is a rare record.
Tyler,
That's
thanks a
awesome.
lot. We appreciate
Yeah.
your
Sure.
time. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
joining us.
Thanks.